So on the outside of the box, I want to add margin to kind of push it away from that left-hand corner. Let's take a look and kind of see that's about how much space I want. So let's try maybe 50 on the top and 20 on the left. And so this is going to go on our box 1. So I'm going to do margin. Now I could do margin top, or I could do margin, what did I say, left? So we could do that, but I'm going to do a shortcut. That way each time I copy and paste, I can just kind of change it within here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a top, 0 pix, a right, 0 pix, bottom, 0 pix, and left, 0 pix. So basically this is, like I said, this is the top side. So basically you kind of think of it as like a clock. So it goes clockwise. It starts at the top, and then it goes right, and then it goes bottom, and then it goes left. Your top and your bottom, these are both, if this one says 20 and this is not showing, then this will also be 20, vice versa also here too, is if this one is, so this one's the right, if you have this 20 and this is not here, this will also be 20. But right for this example right now, I'm just going to keep it like this. I'm just going to keep them all in here and just 0 if I don't use them, because I probably won't use a lot of them. So I did say I wanted a top, what did I say, top probably about 50, and left would try about 20. Okay, and we'll save that, refresh, and it looks probably a little bit too much. Let's just make it down to 30 on, oh no wait, sorry, that was 20, we'll try 30 on the top, just so it's not too out of hand. So yeah, that looks a little better. We can kind of go through and adjust these a little bit more. So we're going to start our next box right here, and I'm thinking here. So let's go ahead and add it in our div section. So we already have our box 2 started. So, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me go back here. I'm not going to do this one yet. I'm going to do this one. So this will be our box 2, because this will be next, and we're going to float that one right. And that one looks almost about half that size. So box 2. So let's copy. Oh, I'm going to copy and paste this. Copy, paste. Call it box 2. And we'll give this one a bright pinkish color. And what did I say? It would be about half the size of this one. So about 150. It's gonna be a lot larger. We'll try 300 for now. And for our spacing, we do want it to be the same as the left side is that, so we'll leave that the same for now. Let's do save, refresh. It looks pretty good. We do need to float that to the right. So box 2 right. There we go. Okay, we'll keep that there for now. And let's see, we'll go back now to our box 3, which is this larger one, so it'll be a lot larger. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy box 2. Call it box 3. This one we are going to want to float left. If we could get it to work right, left. There we go. We'll change that color to maybe blue. Looks good. And that one's going to be a lot larger, so we'll make that 300 by. Well, I'll leave these the same for now. Probably a little bit too tall. I left it too tall. Let's try that maybe. Maybe not enough. We'll go ahead and go with that. Then we'll make it maybe about another 150 bigger. So let's make that 450. Try that. And that's our comparison. So we know we have to get it bigger. Let's go ahead and add our next box. So this will be box 4, right? So let's add box 4. So we got it already in there, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're good there. Copy and paste. Box 4. And you can see we do want it flush left. This one is going to be not quite as big as box 1 width-wise. So be, let's try it like about 200. And our height, let's try 300 here for now. I'll keep the margins the same. And I probably need to change the size of this to make it a little bit shorter. So that'll bump over here because it is floating left. That or I could make this a little bit larger here also to kind of bump that over. Let's go ahead and make this one a little bit longer since we're going to have to do that anyway. And that was box 3. Oh, let's change our color too so we can separate the color on that. Let's make that one green. There we go. And we'll change our pink box. Let's change height to, let's go 450. I don't know if that's too much. And you'll see how that kind of knocked that over. Okay, so it looks like we're in business. Let's see, where did our layout go here? Right here. Let's kind of compare. Now we can kind of make things maybe a little bit closer in size if we want here. Like this box looks a little, it probably should be a little bit thinner. It's got a little bit more gap on here. I probably should have, if I should have done this right, I should have done this first. Get that gap right first. That way every time I copy and paste it, it'll be closer to what I want. And then I'll have to go back and change all the rest of them. So that one needs a little bit smaller. Maybe by like 5. Now maybe not this one down, maybe about 5 or 10. Let's go try that. So our box 1, let's try 25 and maybe 15. And you can see that changed a bit there. Compare. Now it looks like too much. I went way too much. Let's go back to 30 and 20. So I'll change that one to 30 and 20. Okay, so you kind of get the idea. Kind of go through there and kind of adjust things to get them the right way. We could change the sizing of this each time. On this one, I will just kind of show you, maybe we could add some padding. Maybe we'll make this one a little bit smaller too. Let's make that one a little bit smaller. Maybe about 10. And that was on the height. So maybe, we'll go 75. That looks a little better. And like I said, maybe I'll try to add some padding, because the padding, it will kind of push it outward and just make it larger, pushing the whole box outward. So it's just gonna make it bigger on all sides. I could add just some to the left or just some to the right, but since it looks like it's kind of in proportion a little bit, I'm just gonna add just padding. And that is my blue box. Sometimes I like to have it organized in here too. I'm going to keep that margin on the bottom. So I'll put my padding here, although wherever you prefer. And let's try 30px and see what that does. So we'll save. Back to my layout. That actually looks pretty good. I'm probably going to want this one to be a little bit longer. I could probably add about maybe another 100. You think try to keep it in proportion. Yeah, let's add another 100 to the height. So about 400. Probably too much. Even though it looks like it fits about the right size. We'll go ahead and keep that for now. Now we'll go ahead and I'll show you how we're going to add these last two boxes, which really, they're the same as these two. So we're just going to create the divs. So we'll go into our div section, and so those are boxes, I think, 1 and 3. So I think it's 1 and 3, I believe. If not, we can go back and change it. So I'm going to add it here. So I'm going to, after 4, I'm going to add 1. And let's copy, I could have just copied the same one. And then just call it 3. Just change the name. So I got 1 and 3 after box 4. So let's see. So 1 and 3. So the CSS is already controlling the color, and the HTML just will put it in the play. So let's go ahead and save, and there we go, and it went right into play. So it looks like it's already pretty close to the layout. It's not too far off. So I won't go too much deeper. Let's say maybe I might want to add maybe 15, maybe even less than that. We'll try. Maybe we'll try 10 on the padding on that box 3. So on the padding, we'll go 10. Save, refresh, and it just got smaller. Oh, because I changed it to 10. Oops, sorry. I wanted to add 10. Okay, so let's add 10 to the padding. Try 50. That was probably too much. Let's maybe knock it down, maybe about 45. Okay, maybe 40 was better. Okay. And then we could just add the maybe the extra distance to the, if we needed to, we could add it to the width. So we could do 10. Change it to 60. Probably add 10 to this also. 3, 10. And that made those a little bit bigger. Probably not enough. Probably could keep adding it. Could add some padding to this. Let's try adding some padding to the to the margin. Let's add maybe, was it 12 to that margin on box 2. And that would be, we want it on the right hand side, so this is the right. And what did I say? 12. And maybe add some padding. And like I said also, you don't have to add the padding, you can just control it all with the height and width. This sometimes might be helpful though if you're trying to get everything to kind of fit a little bit better. For this exercise it doesn't work quite as well probably, but and you can see that does get it closer. And so we could just kind of go through and kind of finesse this a little bit to get it a little bit closer. I'm going to move on to this bottom section. Oh, and before I move on, I wanted to show rounded corners. So the code on that is border radius, and we'll try it out at 25 pixels. And there you can kind of see it changes it about that much for 25. Let's try changing our first one. I'm just going to add it for the height. Let's change that one to maybe 10. You can see it's a little less rounded, a little more rectangular. Should we try a little more on the blue one? Maybe 40. And there you go. Okay, let's go back to my layout. All right, so now we're going to get started in looking at our footer section, which has these almost like a nav section here in the footer section. But we want these blocks to go in here. And the last assignment, I demonstrated how we could do that with our div sections. And on this one, we're going to try it with lists. So let's go into our HTML, and we want this in our footer section. So let's go ahead and create a spot. Whoa, too many. And I already have the code pasted. Probably would like to have it a little bit more indented. For organizational. So this goes in our footer. So that's going to be in our footer, and then this is going to be and this is set up as an unordered list. The ordered lists have the numbers involved, in the unordered ones have, like a circle or a square or something to kind of show it as like a list. So this is just another way to do it. It will have these titles in here showing. We could probably take those out. Different ways of doing it. But let's see if we can get that to show up on our HTML now. So from here, I'm going to add my list into my CSS. So let's go into my CSS, and I'll do it right above my footer section. And this is my code here. So it's going to be what I named it, nav box, and it's going to be a list, li. So it's going to be a dot nav box li, and I got my curly brackets, and then my declaration inside. And you're also going to need the display, colon, block, semicolon, and I'm probably going to change the float, and we'll see how this looks. Got a width and a height we're trying. Let's try that. So we'll try save. So there you can see it has pretty small down here, but you can see it's got the list down here. So we're going to have to go back to our CSS and we'll change that around some. Let's give it the border we can't see because it's behind a red background. So let's change that to black. Okay. Okay, that looks better. And maybe we can change our size a little bit to, looks pretty close there. We'll maybe float it right. Let's go back in here and take out our text also, that you can kind of see how it works, kind of like as a list. I'll save it. So there you can kind of see it without the text. Got it floated right. Now let's add some of our margins. So we'll look at our layout, and it looks like, so maybe we'll put our margins on the left, and then we've got just a small one on the right. And we do have a kind of in between on the top. So let's see, on our top, maybe we'll do, let's try 20. And so right looks like a little bit smaller, like maybe 10. Our left kind of looked like about 15. So we'll keep that there maybe and see what that looks like. Try that. Oh, looks pretty close. could probably fine tune it a little bit more. Let's make maybe our color solid. So we'll add it before the border, and so we'll do background. Colon, semicolon, and we'll try black. And there you have it. So you can kind of go in there and change a color if you want to. You know, I didn't do it already, but you could go in there and just write color. You can write color in here to change the word coloring if you wanted to keep words in there, but on this one we're not going to do that. So I think maybe I will call this a lesson. And what you want to do though is with the layout that we're turning in, I'm really not concerned that much about the coloring, but try to get it as much as you can close to this layout. Try to get the margins correct. Like it might be kind of tough to figure out. Okay, you know, this margin is going to be the same as this one, and this one almost looks about the same too, all the way around. Okay, and you can kind of see these are almost the same in here too. Okay, just some clues of how to approach this. We did show rounded corners, so hopefully we can get you guys to do some rounded corners on this. Okay, and good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.